Pull this up. Sorry, excuse me 1 second. Okay, welcome everybody to the July zoning board meeting. It's been a while since I think we've had a session, so we might be a little rusty, but welcome. First off, I'd like to call out for roll call. You want to start with Mr. Kelly? Want to lead off? Microphones.
Present.
Present.
You are here. Thank you.
Charles Donovan, present.
Ben Farrell, present.
Sue Horwitz, present.
Paul Lorenzo, present.
Marco Dimatino present.
And, Eric Reposa present. So today, we don't have any old business. 80 minutes to approve, okay. So we're gonna start right off on the new business. I think after speaking with Aaron earlier, we're gonna structure the meeting a little bit and put the ones at the top we think will go a little quicker. Which one was it? We're gonna leave 6. Did one
Number 2 withdraw.
withdrawals? Okay. Oh, can we move number 3? Second to last?
You want to make a motion to move number 3 to the
I'd
second
like to
one?
make a motion to move number.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the petition of Amit Anand be moved from new business item number 3 to new business item 4.
Okay. Pretty good with that?
Second.
Second?
I
You got a second.
seconded.
Okay, we're good. All right, first item on the agenda, Christopher Myers, property located at 99 Cliff Avenue, tax assessor map 9, lot 11. Applicant seeks dimensional variance from chapter 405 of the town code, zoning for rear yard setback relief. Project entails demolishing an old deck, rebuilding a new deck 6 feet from the rear lot line. I see this is previously granted, so you're just coming back, must have expired and looking to renew it.
Yes,
So I guess just kind of reiterate what you're asking for. again.
sure. So,
Oops, sorry.
sure. Christopher Myers, 99 Cliff Avenue. We're proposing building a deck on the west side of our house. The proposed deck is 16 by 9 feet, which will put the corner of the deck 6 feet from our neighbor's property line. Our neighbor's James Marola, who actually sent a letter in support of this, indicating that he had no issue with it being that close to his property.
Anything
Um,
else? Questions from the board? Butters, interested parties? Do we need to read the letter or? We've already,
If you want to read the letter.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary if nobody's contesting it.
I would just suggest you'd add the letter to the record.
Yeah, we'll just add the letter to the record. With that said, if there's no questions, would you like to vote?
Sir.
Okay, Mr. Farrell, would you like to lead off?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I vote to approve the application as testified to. It has been approved in the past, passing the set of regulations at the time, and regulations now are, if anything, a little looser. So I would say it's good to go, and I vote to approve.
Mr. Donovan?
I also vote to approve. The lot has a very odd shape and through no fault of their own, I feel they should be approved.
Okay, Ms. Wards?
I vote to approve for reasons previously stated.
Mr. Wenzel?
I vote to approve also for reasons previously stated.
Okay, and the chairman also votes for approval, so good luck.
Great, thank you very much.
Aye.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, did I miss, was there a motion to approve and a second?
We typically don't do that.
Really?
Because you voted.
We just vote.
Well, we got the talking to last time upstairs, so if we wanna, we probably should hash that out after the meeting,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
If you wanna do it, if you propose a different way, we're welcome to that. We just,
Was the talking to about voting or not voting, motioning or not motioning? I'm sorry, this is my first rodeo here. But the suggestion was that there shouldn't be a motion. Okay, I would suggest a motion and a vote,
so a motion to vote aye, then you vote.
and everyone can just say aye, that's fine, you go,
So-
you know, the opinion, it's good to hear what you just did is great, the justification coming from each member that wants to
Yeah.
chime in is absolutely good for the record. But I would start that process with a motion and a second in each case.
We were doing that before.
Can I recommend that we?
Sorry, you guys are good.
Yeah.
We have to do it again for them, do they wanna hear?
I understand, you just got lucky to go start over.
Yeah, right.
I wanted to be first.
It sound bickering, I just wanted to so loud, yeah.
Can I recommend that we take this offline and discuss it before enacting it? Because we tried this in the past and ran into questions and it was a little stumbling as we tried to do it.
Well, I would think there's no harm in having a motion in a second, and I think there's a risk of not doing it. I'm happy to have the discussion
Motion, second, vote, I think we can,
in all of 10 seconds, so you can move it,
Okay,
yeah.
if I choose to vote not affirm, does that require another motion?
No,
so if you're not affirm, what does it mean? You gotta go back and ask more
it's
questions?
just,
No
so,
second, nobody wants to go with him, don't second it, then that dies and then another motion needs to come.
What's the next motion?
That to approve. You can either deny or approve, those are your motions.
yeah,
And then if you want to deny it, but nobody else agrees with you, there is no second, that motion dies, it's
I
dead,
might be a little slow, but isn't that voting?
no.
I don't
That's
understand.
a motion.
I,
well, typically, if the committee's in favor, then somebody raises their hand aside from the chair and says, I move to approve. And second, if there's no one who's willing to do that, then it can die for lack of a motion, or they can say, I vote to disapprove.
so if one member wants to approve it and another member does not want to approve it, what happens?
Well, it's, if there's no second,
I assume there's a second. Well, that's the part I don't understand, and I'm not, I feel uncomfortable changing a process that we've used for years without a little bit of training and a little bit of discussion and kind of walking through the process.
yeah, I'm not sure how else to do it and actually give these people the relief they're asking for, so that's why I'm sort of being.
Then do we wanna hold off the meeting and then come back when we can all agree on how to approach this? I mean, this is day one in the program and we're trying to continue as to what we had like a 2-hour meeting to address upstairs and I guess he just wants to understand it. I don't know, I'm not an attorney and I'm not trying to be difficult. I just don't wanna do the wrong thing.
Right, anything that comes across, and it's not right, everything's going in front.
You'll have to come back.
But we've done this for years.
Then that's why I brought it up months ago again.
I find it very odd that there wouldn't be a motion in a second. I've never been in a situation where
It's
that
fine. I mean,
has not been the problem.
We've seen that before. We can do it and
Okay.
we'll just do it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not,
But
again, not trying to be difficult. I'm just trying to,
Okay,
But to answer your question,
Consistent.
I think if you move the motion and there's somebody else on the panel who doesn't want to move it, then they don't have to vote in favor of it and either it passes or it doesn't. And if it doesn't pass, then they have the opportunity to move to not, approve. So whoever the chair recognizes first gets to decide whether they're moving to approve or not approve. And then that has to have a second, and then you have a vote, discussion, and then a vote.
Mhm.
And typically what you just did going around giving your opinions, that would come in the discussion portion after there's been a motion on the floor. So somebody has to move, it has to be seconded, and then everyone can say, I'm gonna vote in favor because, or, whatever the situation is, and then you move that to a vote.
so you see, so it's a 2-part, right? So it's like, I make a motion, yes, and then he'll tell why he makes them.
Yeah, when you get into discussion, you should already have a motion on the floor that's being discussed, right? The discussion should relate to something specific. I approve this, but we only give them 6 months to complete the work. Or I approve this, but they have to, paint the house red, whatever the, don't do that, but, whatever the,
Yeah.
whatever the,
Okay.
conditions might be, should all be there. So the discussion is relevant to the actual vote.
And then after that's ironed out, you vote on
Yeah.
the terms.
Sure.
You're gonna,
Oh,
you tip us off as we go through. I think we got it.
Okay,
I don't,
yeah, it's pretty standard.
I blame Aaron.
We'll
I'm
get,
blaming Aaron.
we'll get through it.
Okay. We good to go? My computer. So with that said, Richard and Catherine Holman, this one has been withdrawn. So we don't need to read that one.
But I'm sorry, we didn't actually have a vote on the first one yet.
They left.
That's fine. They don't need to be here.
okay, so I move that we approve the petition of Christopher Myers.
Second.
All in favor?
Any discussion?
That was the discussion we had. Good, vote.
All right.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Should I call them out individually? We're just gonna,
No. you
That's
don't
it?
need to. Anyone can ask for it to be a roll call vote, but if no one asks for that, then it's just, the ayes have it or they don't have it.
okay.
So, but if you ask if all in favor, and then if any opposed,
Mhm.
and assuming there's no one opposed, then the ayes have it.
Okay.
We got a record.
I missed the memo on this one. Sure.
Well,
We'll get through it. Okay, so since number 3 was moved to 4, we're gonna jump to 4 on the printed list here. We have Ann Shea for property located at 233 Mill Coach Road. Tax assessor map 55A lot 71. This applicant seeks a dimensional variance to install an above-ground swimming pool 6 feet from the rear property line. Seems to be the magic number tonight. Welcome. State your name and address for the
Sure.
record, please.
Anna Shea, 233 Mail Coach Road.
Okay, tell us,
Sure.
Good.
So we are looking, this is
Daryl.
representative, sorry,
Yep, Daryl Cook from Ambassador Pools.
a representative from the pool company. So we're looking to install an above ground pool 6 feet from our property line. Our rear abutter is the US Navy, where there's a solar farm in the back. We've sent abutters notifications to everybody. We actually have 4 of our neighbors who are adjacent to our property who acknowledged no opposition to it. I submitted that with our documents. And yeah, we really want to pool.
no.
One of the reasons is that where the septic is, yeah, in the leaching field takes up the backyard, and we have for both the rear sides, we're in compliance. In the front, we're in compliance. It's the rear property that we don't have it because of the leaching fields, and there's no other place on the property that the pool can go legally.
In order to be 10 feet away from the leach field, we need additional dispensation on the rear variance.
So it's gotta be 10 feet from the septic, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, so you can see the leach field is that square. And we have 10 feet distance from the installation of the pool. That white area around is just decking, so it's got nothing to do with the ground. And then at the back, we have that row of trees. So from the decking to the row of trees is 6 feet, 7 inches, rather than 20.
It's above.
Yep.
Thank you. Any questions?
Just go, what is the size of the pool?
It's 16 by 32, and then there's decking that's gonna be installed around it with,
What is the decking? Is it,
It's aluminum and it's attached.
it's a raise?
yeah, it's
It's all raised, yeah, it's all raised. It's a aluminum that attaches, that also has a fence attached
surrounding the entire.
surrounding, and that's, the deck is holding the fencing around as well.
Just a question. It says here on the handout 16 by 24 is 32 the overall.
Yes,
So the blue part is 16 by 32. And then the decking adds 2 feet on either side of the 3 sides, and then the final larger side is 6 feet. So that's the kind of entire area.
So this, just to be clear, I think this is, am I reading this right? This attachment here says the 0.4.
24 by 16 is the actual.
So-
pool.
20. I don't-
Your drawing says 24 by 16.
So what, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Your drawing says 24 by 16, the stamped
Here.
drawing.
I don't see.
And then the decking is the extra, almost 8 feet,
Hold on a
which
second.
would give you.
I don't. May I approach?
Yes. No, I'm looking at the spec.
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh, this is from Ambassador Pools.
Oh,
Your
oops.
spec
uh,
typo.
I'm sorry. So hers is
Not this,
correct.
it's like a spec.
Oh,
It's like a
really?
whole pools.
A whole, oh, okay.
The pool we paid for is 16 by 32
too.
feet.
Without the decking.
It's,
Without the deck.
yeah, it says it on this other sheet here. I was just questioning. But do we need to?
I don't.
Good.
think so. It's like just a big square.
It's just a
pool.
big square in the pool.
Oh, there.
Oh, that's 20, that's
The
20.
approval is just for the setback, it's not for the installation.
size,
Pool, which
so it really doesn't matter.
requires
Yeah,
its own
sorry.
permitting, which is separate.
So we're getting into the weeds.
So regardless of the length of the pool, it's we need the variance either way.
So we're. I don't have any questions. Does anybody have any questions?
So now what do we do?
Butters or interested parties, right? Then make the motion. So no comments, questions from the audience. So we'll make a motion to.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would also approve the motion to approve. There is no reasonable alternative in this yard to place a swimming pool, given the existing infrastructure, which is not the fault of the applicant. It's things that are already there. And granting this variance doesn't alter the general characteristics of the neighborhood, and I doubt the Navy will mind.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you. Mr. Donovan?
Yes, the same reasons. I drove by the property today and there isn't a lot, there's really no room on the sides to do anything with it. Of course, in front would be ridiculous, so.
If- Sorry, if he's not voting, can he comment on it? Or no?
We're all.
All their alternates.
Then we will fall.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
So I don't know if,
there's pretty bookends.
These are the comment.
yeah, just curious if, I just don't wanna bypass him if. You know,
I don't need
not to put you on the spot.
I don't need to comment,
All
but I
right,
agree with
okay.
it.
I've got no additional comments.
Reasons.
Of the reasons previously stated are approved.
Warren's on.
Yeah, I vote to approve as well for reasons previously stated.
Can I just ask Sarah to confirm that the Navy's been notified
Yes.
about our?
Yes, they are.
Any comments? Okay,
Enjoy the pool.
so
So we need.
I'd like to, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Any opposed?
Thank
You just made me and the children very, very happy.
Luck. All right.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Moving on to the next petition, number. No, 5.
And then
And the
doing
four,
from 3 to 4, or 3 now becomes 4.
amended to 4.
Oh, excuse me, 3, sorry, excuse me. Number 3, I apologize, I don't know how to say amend and nod, if that's correct. I
Yeah.
Apologize, I'm not the best to. Come on up, we have property located at 233, excuse me, 432 Vanderbilt Lane. Tax assessor map 59 lot 5H. Applicant seeks a special use permit to construct a small solar energy system. Tell us what you'd like to do.
Name and address for,
Name and address, sure.
Amit Anand, falsehood.
and I need his name and address.
Good evening, Attorney Michael Minot. On behalf of the applicant. 40 Westminster Street, Suite 1100, Providence, 02903. So good evening. We're here tonight on this application for a special use permit for approval of a small solar energy system. This would be at Mr. Anand's home at 432 Vanderbilt Lane and located in the rear of the house, which is his primary residence. The intention with this system is to provide 100% of the electricity needs for the residents. So it's not a commercial system by any means. And it's consistent with some other similar small scale solar systems, which this board has previously approved, including some others in the vicinity of this property. One of those, I believe, was approved in 2002 for Joseph Studlake, which is a very similar type of project to this one, if you're familiar with that. While there aren't a lot of specific criteria for small scale systems under the solar ordinance, which is Article 20 of the zoning ordinance, it does state in the purpose and intent section that it's in the public interest and will ensure the health, safety, and welfare of the community to allow for these types of systems. And addressing some of the criteria for granting a special use permit. This particular one will be completely screened from view of any abutters from the road. Again, it's intended solely to provide electricity needs for the property and any net credit if there's additional electricity generated that can go back to the grid. There'll be landscaping around this, and this is really just the first step in the process of getting this project approved so that my client can move forward. He submitted several sets of plans, including a site plan, an electrical plan, soil erosion and sediment control plan, and then a spec sheet with an illustrative photo of the arrays and solar design plan. There is a representative here tonight from Sunwatt Solar, which is my client's solar company, and he can get up in a minute and walk through the plans and answer any questions on those. I would note that, and this is all part of the documents that you have, there was an original set of plans submitted in May, and then there was a slight revision submitted in June, and I'll let him explain that, but nothing substantive changed in terms of the size of the system or the layout on the plan. I think it just had to do with a few additional screws to secure the racks. So other than that, it's the same system that you'd be considering for approval tonight. Also, there was a letter from the Portsmouth Fire Department stating that they have no objection to this. We submitted copies of the electrician's licenses and also 3 letters of support from 3 of Mr. Anand's neighbors. Also this week, I submitted an email confirming interconnection approval from the utility company.
Thank you. Questions from the board?
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Farrell?
Sir, what plantings, what kinds of planting will go around the solar panel? I see them on the drawing. I just wondered what they would be.
So I can let my client speak more to that. I don't think they've made a complete final decision yet as to the precise landscaping around the panels, but I think he has a pretty good idea at this point of what those would consist of.
Yes. Good evening. My name's Amit, 432 Vanderbilt Lane. We've interviewed a series of local landscape architects, and this is the step one. We intend to use a local engineer who designed the subdivision, as well as a landscape architect to develop a detailed plan to put a three-tiered landscaping around completely around the solar array. So it'll surround it in all four directions.
Would you expect that the plantings immediately hide the array, or will they be required to grow in?
No, they will immediately hide it right from day one.
Thank you.
And that's why we're gonna go with the three layer of planting, in various heights.
Thank you, sir.
George?
I have a few questions. First of all, the height of the arrays. How high are they?
You want to correct here?
Dana Weinberg, Sunwatt Solar, 469 Chalkstone Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island, 02908. So yeah, the height of the array, the back of the array, it's basically there's three arrays lined up, and the front will sit about 3 feet off of the ground, and then it's at a 15-degree tilt, and the back will be roughly about 8 feet high on the back. So we actually did lower the tilt to 15 degrees from 25, which is optimal to have the height in the back, at a lower profile in this case.
Do these clear the CRMC
Um,
200-foot
So
radius?
this is well outside of that.
So it's,
Yeah, we're 225, I believe, from
the other thing I would say, I'm looking at the Google Earth map, and the property next to you is empty at the moment, so it will be developed, and I'm not sure why you didn't show planting all the way around in your plan.
We did upload the one with the planting around.
I think they're talking to the south.
Yes, we did upload it. I think, yes.
Yeah, I think we just have the latest, only it had did not have the south. That should be it.
That was
Well,
edited
Oh.
and uploaded.
Gotcha.
So an edited plan was uploaded showing plantings surrounding it. I just need to track it down.
Oh, there you
Yes,
go.
there you go.
Yeah, so this was part of the documents on the portal. Again, this was the more recent plan set, I believe, from June. And if you look at sheet number 2, there are circles in green that show the proposed location of plantings.
Sorry, just hang on, let me, so.
I have it up.
This site.
I have it up.
May the
Yeah, that's
28th.
it. There you go. That's the one up there.
But you're not doing it dense, and I understand because of the array, but the neighbor who builds on the property next to you isn't gonna be shielded from those.
So ma'am, this is, the special use permit is step one. We are, it's a substantial investment to bring this to the second level, which is a landscape architect. We are going to surround it 360 degrees. This is the best that, for the purpose of the solar company, this is the best, they don't have a landscape architect on staff. I'm gonna hire one. And have it surrounded.
So I think we can make that a condition, right?
Yes.
We can propose that as a condition, that it has to be fully surrounded.
Yeah, like, what you're saying is we're not gonna spend money on a landscape architect if we don't get. the-
I
and
understand
that's-
that, but we
that's-
can just make it a condition of our approval.
Certainly can.
Okay, I have one more question. Has any studies been done to see if these, because at 8 feet, they're quite high, are gonna be visible from the river? Is there gonna be visibility?
So, I'm not sure if we have something with the topographical line.
Yeah, because
So we are on a hill?
I know I
Yeah,
know the area very well.
yeah, and our lot is heavily wooded in the 200 feet to the east.
Okay, so this
heavily
is-
wooded
yeah.
means nothing passes. And because it's at an incline, from where the house is situated to where this is, there is over a 60-foot differential in the slope.
Thank you.
And that is somewhat depicted on the soil erosion and sediment control plan. You can see the area that he's referencing between where the array would be and the water.
Brown, green.
I'm just looking for that drawing. Is it one of the,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and also the cover sheet to the plan set is an aerial.
no, I know, I worked on one of these, so I know the side. I just want to, just don't know this.
Get that, 60-40.
Okay,
Can I see that, please?
thank you.
Any other questions from?
Not for me, sir.
Donovan?
Then that's for me.
That's fine. I don't have any questions. Is there any abutters or interested parties that would like to speak on this? Anybody online?
I'm gonna make a motion to approve.
We've got to make a.
Sorry?
Make a motion. We would like to make a motion. We need a second, right?
Motion to what?
Sorry, is the motion to approve or approve with the condition that was referenced
I
earlier?
made a motion to approve. With a condition, I'm sorry, yes.
And the condition, just for the benefit of the record, the condition is to have the
The
full.
It's will be completely surrounded by vegetation, a minimum of 6 feet high.
Well, I would, is it okay?
Yeah, we can discuss
Make
it.
it 8 feet. That's the height of a so at least a minimum of 8 feet.
That's fine.
Fair enough.
Is that reasonable? Yeah.
So the motion is to approve the application with the condition that 360 degrees surrounding the solar project be planted with a vegetative buffer no less than 8 feet
Yes.
high.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Anybody second it?
Oh, I just
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think we're getting it. You've been approved, so
Thank you.
congratulations, good luck.
Yes,
Thank you
good
for the
luck.
thorough packet. It was well done.
I do have an issue with the process that we can discuss afterwards.
Watch out for him. Okay. Next up, number 5, Heather Hopkins, Dudco for Bristol Holdings LLC, property located at 3033 East Main Road. Tax assessor map 31 lot 129. The applicant seeks dimensional variances for ground mounted signage and a number of wall signs allowed. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. For the record, my name is Heather Dudko, 27 Old Meeting House Road in Auburn, Mass. I'm a sign permit consultant working with Philadelphia Sign, who is the sign installer for Citizens Bank. So good evening. Before the board tonight, we're asking for some replacement signage that does not meet the dimensional sizes for the ground sign and for an additional wall sign. So Citizens Bank is doing a widespread rebranding and refresh of all their signs. So this is not just particular to Portsmouth. It is a regional rebranding. And they would like to replace the signage on site. The first sign in question is the monument sign. There is an existing monument sign on site, and they would like to replace it at the same location as the existing, using the same foundation. So it will be located in the gravel area that's there now. The replacement ground sign will meet the overall height of 15 feet. However, it does not meet the 32 square foot, which is allowed by right. If we measure the entire structure, it measures 50 square feet, but the green text area is 34.5. When I did read Aaron's summary today, it looked like he measured it at around 40 square feet, but I did provide a detailed drawing that shows 34.5 for the text area itself. So we're asking for just a few square foot over the 32 square foot for the text area.
What was the size again on
So,
that one?
so for the text green area would be 34.5. The entire structure, if you need to measure that, is 50. But
How does,
I was doing the math of 3 feet, 4 by 11 feet, 10 inches and a half. And so I converted it to a decimal, and that I came out with almost 40 feet.
okay, so you're gonna count the left, just not the green itself, but
Nothing below.
right,
So everything,
okay, okay.
yeah.
That's how you did it then, okay.
Yeah.
Because I only did the 2'11" with the green.
Oh, it'd be the whole sign.
Okay, minus the base.
Yes.
Okay. So that would be, what did you come up with, Aaron? 39.7. So that would be an 8-foot request for variance, 8 square foot request for variance. Does that make sense? 8 square feet,
main side, main sign is 8 feet. Good.
8 square feet, correct, yep. And their second request is to install a wall sign over the front entrance where there is no sign currently. And that would be facing East Main Road. And they're just proposing that for a little more visibility on that entrance, for that entrance. They do have a sign on the side elevation facing the parking lot, and that's viewed from 138 North, and that sign is allowed by right. So the sign over the front entrance would be a second sign, and that would require a variance. For the number of signs, it does meet the square footage requirement.
It does meet the square footage.
Correct.
But it's an
Additional sign, correct. They are, like I said, they are doing a refresh, so they're hoping to just gain a little more visibility on the front. It is in keeping in the area. It's a general business area, that stretch. And that's their request.
Okay.
I have a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
You could go first.
You go first.
Um,
I love sign petitions.
the town has enacted ordinances to limit
Mhm.
visual pollution caused by signs. And in this case, the reason, so we have these ordinances in place. Granting a variance requires a condition
Mhm.
that needs mitigation. And in this case, it would appear that the reason the sign wants to change, or the reason the applicant wants the sign to change, is because Citizens Bank is changing their internal procedures to say, let's all have bigger signs. And I would argue that that's insufficient reason to override what amounts to sort of the will of the people of Portsmouth, who through our elected representatives came up with these ordinances. Because any company can come in and say, we want a 40 square foot sign, we want an 80 square foot sign, we want a blimp on top of our building. And you know, it's a slippery slope, but we should resist sort of external corporate pressure that has a detrimental effect on the residents of Portsmouth. Thank you.
All set.
So let me ask you, how much taller is the new sign to the old sign?
It's the same height. The existing sign is 15 feet.
In the font size, like the size of the letter C compared to the size of the letter C as it currently is roughly, like, is it 1 foot and one is 18 inches?
I don't know the answer to that.
Like, my
Yeah.
reason for asking is, why don't we just scale, if that one is 50% of this one, why not scale it down so it fits the minimum criteria for a freestanding sign?
So,
Or, who's done the study on saying like, why is that big versus this is sufficient?
Yeah.
We're, I guess I look at it as there's certain stores or places you're gonna go, you're going to the bank. I mean, sometimes you drive by, you need the sign, but you're planning on going there, right? Part two is the signage allowed one by right? So you mentioned you have one by right on the side. You can move that to the front and not have anything on the side, because you do have that sign pretty much next to the parking lot. And
Yep.
I would hope when you pull up, you know where you're at, but I mean, not to say you're not allowed to petition for one, and I'm not saying I'm against that, just getting a basis for our conversation, because the sign ordinances are clear, but not, I guess, maybe a little.
and
so-
believe me, I fully understand that, and I fully understand where you're coming from. I do a lot of these hearings. Their stance, unless there's really some hardship with the building, the way the building is located, a hill, a setback, a fence or something, that they try to utilize what's in their standard book
Yeah,
for signage.
makes sense. You're not making a bunch of different signs.
Right, so you don't have to make a custom sign. So their stance is they feel it's a reasonable request to bring to the board to have you consider.
Is-
And by doing this sign, I fully understand about the second sign, but in using this sign, they do want to utilize the existing base. They didn't want to have to dig a new base. They wanted to leave it. And they wanted to maintain the 15-foot overall height. And in doing so, this is the sign that from the sign brand book makes sense for them to propose.
That's how it scales.
That's how it scales.
Has anybody else, have they bought a sign that is smaller for this reason we're asking?
Well, they would probably
is-
do the next smaller standard sign,
And what is-
or they would have to do a custom sign.
What is the next smaller?
I don't know. I don't know.
That would be-
Because if they do a smaller one, then it would probably be allowed by right. So we wouldn't have to bring that to the board.
I mean, I like the rebrand. I think it looks great. It's just sometimes you look at it as a case by case, but you set some sort of precedent.
No, I'm trying to be very transparent here about it because,
I
yeah,
appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think,
Is the sign illuminated?
It is. It is.
Okay,
yeah. So it's an opaque background, it's an aluminum background, and the letters are pushed through. So only the letters illuminate on the ground sign.
So it's a bigger sign than a brighter sign. More luminous.
they weren't allowed anymore. I mean, that's existing, right? But I wasn't hard. Well, it's here. Backward signs allowed? I mean, I know that's existing, it's there.
Yeah, they're only restricted to projecting signs.
Oh.
So did you say you're calculating the area based on the green space?
That's how I calculated it at 34.5, but Aaron calculates that we need to take the left gray portion as well. So,
Okay, but not the bottom.
correct,
Not the bottom.
correct.
So, I mean, when I think the sign looks good, but I'm looking at it and the top green could be reduced and the bottom green could be reduced. And just by doing that alone, you can leave the height the same. You're gonna reduce your square footage and still have the same sign. I understand it's not standard.
Right. But if that's it, but if that's
They
what,
can still get the look that they go.
So understanding that they want to make it easy on them, right? Do you think the sign is scaled? Is it just overly big? When you look at the letters, is it gonna, when you sit there, you're gonna say, I made a mistake and I allowed this?
I think it's so much nicer than what's there.
Yeah, no, I
To
think
be
it's cute,
honest,
but is it?
I think it's modern. I think
But it's.
it looks better. It's not going as wide, right, as as the existing.
Correct.
It's
Yep.
more narrow, but
I wouldn't suspect that they would rework this sign with the lettering. I would suspect that they would go to a smaller sign. I don't think they would rework the scaling and the lettering within this.
They probably have another one for that.
So it would appear that they may have the option of going for a sign that doesn't require variance, and then.
yeah, but they're still a business and they still need to promote themselves.
All right, what I mean is they could rework the sign, make it a little smaller, meet the ordinance, and then they don't have to, they don't need our approval.
They could, but we don't know how much smaller that's gonna be.
I
That's-
don't know, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would. Can you vote on, excuse me, Gio, can you vote, would we want to vote on this on components or as a whole? As a whole?
So do you think there would be, if we, and I'm not saying we will, because obviously it's up to the board, but if we said, okay, we okay with that bigger sign, would they get rid of the extra sign
I believe they would.
as a compromise?
I believe they would.
So instead of having the one extra sign, they have a slightly bigger front sign.
You're just not giving them one of the two things they have.
Exactly.
But they're still getting signage that overrides the
Absolutely.
ordinance.
Yes.
For the reason of corporate wants it.
But it's not only, I believe it's not only that, I believe that it's, because we've dealt with it on a business on East Main Road, and the signage is incredibly difficult to meet, and when you're trying to promote a business, it is difficult. And Andrew's been asking, and I'll keep quiet then.
So this Citizens Bank is directly across the street from Dunkin' Donuts, which has 2 signs on the building and a monument sign. Which is what they're asking
Sign on the
for.
building, because we certainly didn't see that. Maybe Aaron should take. over.
Front and side,
What?
front and side.
No, I'm saying who approved it, because we didn't see it.
That was a pre-existing non-conformity.
No, it's not, they took it down and from a.
Right. So they can take it down if they can take it down and put it back up.
And if.
No, it was a message board before, wasn't it?
No.
And I would suggest if the ordinance isn't useful, then the ordinance should be changed. I agree. As opposed to.
Yeah, but look at-
two boards making one-by-one decisions
But-
based
but
on.
we changed the variances, that's.
Yes,
That's set back, but that's in the zoning code, so it's the same thing, this is a variance.
Right.
For size and.
I mean, I think a lot is driven by social media. That's the only discussion thing today. If you look at Barrington does a really good job at not having their sign.
I just did a Citizens in Barrington.
And what did they use?
I can't remember now, but
Oh.
I don't know if I should say.
I was gonna ask that question, but you know, there's.
Mr. Chairman.
Should we Google it? How long has it been up? Is it on maps?
Mr. Chairman, can I
Yes, sir.
comment? I agree with Ben as far as the ordinance is concerned. I got a Citizens Bank once a week. I don't have any trouble
I
finding.
forget where it is.
No, I know, good.
Well, what about the
I see
influx of
sign.
tourists when they come in the summer?
Well, that's.
That's not.
They don't pass this, oh, no, they don't.
We're not talking about finding Citizens Bank, is the point I'm making. We're talking about advertising Citizens. And you can say that about all the other businesses that are trying to follow this or have been following the ordinances in this town. To keep the sign pollution down, and that's why we have an ordinance. The way we have an ordinance.
Yeah, and I
So
think,
I don't think there's any difficulty in finding citizens,
and I think when.
with or without the sign.
The other big one we had where there was problems
Right,
finding
right,
the
right.
location.
Yeah,
So
that was
Yeah,
different.
it's a good point.
So often a variance is justified when there's an unusual condition or something that requires mitigation, like the swimming pool, you couldn't put it somewhere else because there was a leach field. If you have the wide open palette and you can put the pool anywhere, then meet the ordinance. In this case, they can meet the ordinance. It's just corporate would rather not.
Okay, fine.
For what it's worth, the standard is there is no other reasonable alternative. Don't have that, this,
You might-
believe it be granted.
Like,
Oh,
So.
sorry. Yeah, sorry, so the standard, legal standard is that you got.
Somebody's gonna turn this off.
Oh, it's on.
There you go.
Is that better? There we go. The legal standard is that there is no other reasonable alternative to enjoy the permitted use. So, you know, I think you'd have to find, and as Ms. Horowitz started to suggest, that you know, the implication would have to be that, or the facts on the record would have to be that there is such a problem with the visibility, the layout of the lot, the abutters, the whatever that is. And so you would all have to find in approving this, that circumstance exists and that there is no reasonable alternative such as shrinking the sign or having one sign or whatever that might be. And that's really what the record should show. If you know, have a motion, a vote, the discussion should show why you believe that to be the case.
What about this, the third sign?
I would suggest that the third sign should also be denied because as Eric noted, they can move the sign that they're allowed to the front of the building, and the sign that tells you you've parked in the right place is unnecessary.
Because you know where you are.
Yep.
Did Citizens Bank only put their logo on the awnings in there?
In Barrington? No, I believe I had to go for the internal illumination there. Yeah.
I went to zoom in and went to the construction photo, so I can.
Oh, in Barrington? Oh, I believe I had to do, we had to go before a special board for the illumination.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
All right,
that's
do we
good.
have any more questions, comments?
And to vote, or you can make a motion?
Others?
I have a technical question. Is it an option to withdraw the application or does the application get voted on?
You can request a continuance. Which means you withdraw it. Right?
I'm trying to think if we should have it tonight or not.
Well, what would be the basis of requesting a continuance?
Not a continuance, but a withdrawal, because I know in Massachusetts, if it's denied, you can't go back to the board within 2 years, but if you withdraw, you can come back.
Yes, you can withdraw. You can
Without
continue.
a certain amount of change. You come back if you have a.
It's a substantial, you have to have
Substantial.
a substantial, but if,
How much substantial change can you have?
I mean, technically, they could come back with the same petition and ask you to vote on it. But what they can't do is have disapproval and then be back next month with the same request.
Yeah.
right.
So I don't think it's unusual to either allow the withdrawal or to grant the continuance to date to be determined, you know, let them figure out what their best strategy is and come back to you.
If we request a withdrawal, then we could request to be like withdraw,
You could withdraw
I'm
without.
trying to think what to
prejudice.
do.
If you continue, you have to go to another month. If you withdraw, you can withdraw the application and resubmit.
If we continue, can we withdraw without, could I like administratively withdraw if I continue it? And then tell you they've decided not to pursue it?
If you want to have if you want to have the option to continue it, yeah, you can continue it to a date certain.
And then withdraw it?
You can do that.
Okay. I think that's what I'd like to do, because then citizens can make the decision, not me, as how they want to proceed.
Sure.
Okay.
So what that would require, just a month or 2 months or?
A month.
So it would require a motion to continue this application until the zoning board of review meeting on August or September. When's the next?
August 21st.
August 21st. That would be the motion.
And the reason for the continuance is so you can confer with citizens?
And then they can make the decision of how they want to move forward versus me making the decision.
Like to make a motion to continue this to August 24th, essentially.
Second.
What's your mic on? Who's mic? I'd like to make a motion to continue this to the August 22nd meeting.
21.
21, excuse me, I said it right the first time.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we,
Any discussion, before the vote would be good, but I didn't know if there was any comment.
sorry, the chair supposed to make the motions.
Not ideally, but it's a continuance.
It's just, you know,
I feel like I've already chimed in too many times tonight, so I'm trying to go easy.
Teach us, teach us.
usually you have to get it right out of them.
Better you yell at Gio than me.
Understood.
But I love
So we voted on that.
Okay, so we,
Done? You voted?
we're good, right?
We're good?
You are continued till August 21st.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, next petition, Aaron, I'm just gonna recuse myself because I deal with two hands here and there. So do you think it's best that I recuse myself? I don't have any dealings.
You deal with who?
The applicant here,
You deal with who?
two hands, two months ago.
That's not the applicant.
So well, part of it was in this same building, so I didn't know. So
I don't think you need to recuse yourself.
it's in, you, come on. It's
But-
an
but-
architect I deal
Before
with.
you have them chime in, can you just explain to me what your concern is?
Contractor, so
And their contractor is a contractor that you do business with occasionally, or?
he's an architect, that's part of your.
Yes, I can explain that. Good evening.
Well, but before you do though, I'd rather have the chair just make sure.
Deals with, lately I have an upcoming project with them,
I'm sorry, but I still don't understand. You're a contractor. Who's the architect?
Two Hand Studio.
Two Hand Studio, who's also the architect for this
It
project.
was- No, they're just noted on their offices inside this petitions.
Oh, they're a tenant.
They're, I guess you had shared space, it's a tenant of them, I didn't know if that was a flash of where I should recuse myself or not, I just been trying to do the right thing here.
Do you have current business with Two Hands?
Not at the moment, in the future, in the fall. But I mean.
So expect it, impending. Yeah, I wouldn't, I think it might be good to
It's more like
recuse yourself.
Client, I deal with another customer, but they're just,
If you're concerned, then I would say better safe than sorry.
yeah,
So I would,
it's separate, but I guess if, I'm fine. I just want to add
to recuse or,
No, I'm fine to.
Okay.
You know, it's not really a direct involvement, it's just.
Yeah, no, I-
Side, so I just want to make sure we're on the up and up.
I think you're, from my limited understanding of the situation, I think
Sorry, I
you're probably
know.
okay.
Big.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay, all right, sorry about that, I just wanted to make sure we don't have any issues.
Good evening.
Good evening, Dominic Chilmer, I'm just gonna read their intro here. For Nicholas King, property located at 1170 East Main Road, tax assessor map 58, lot 50B. The applicant seeks a dimensional variance is for two wall-mounted signs and a second common signage plan, which will act as directional signage for the property. State your name and address for the record.
Okay, my name is Dominic Schilmer. I represent Global Vision Group, that's the tenant at 1170 East Main Road, owned by Nicholas King. We lease about 1,100 square feet of retail space. We are about to open new business. And we're looking for put the signage on the building, to be more visible, because we are only limited to 40 square feet of signage on the entire building, which the building is actually 150 feet wide. It's right on East Main Road. And also the building is set back about 125 feet from the road. So it's not really that visible like other businesses around. So I was hoping to see if we can get a bigger signage on that East Main Road side of the building to promote the business better. So that's one thing. I don't know, we can put it, my attachment on the screen, I can explain it better. The last one I uploaded today. The most recent one.
Is the microphone on?
Is his mic on?
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe I'm too far away. There we go. Okay, so, my first, proposal would be, if you look on the biggest picture right there on the bottom, the white one showing the building from the view from Eastman Road. That's the one, yeah. So this 20 square foot sign on the left side of the picture would be a part of what we allowed to do under 40 square feet. But I'm proposing to add another sign when you see on the right, that's about 40 square feet of our logo, which is actually our address at the same time, to bring more visibility to the business. But keep in mind that building is set 125 feet back from the road. So that would help us to get customers, will be more visible in this case. So that's the one thing trying to get apply for here. And the other thing is directional sign on the Beaupre Road, which is one at the traffic light. Once you pass this building going towards Newport, you take a right. It's right on the corner, and our main entrance is on that street. And the thing is that in our unit, 11,000 square feet, well, we named it 1170 East, that stands for the whole unit. Inside that, we have 4 tenants, which is 4 different companies. And once people get into the Beaupre Road, people, especially delivery drivers, mailmen, anybody gets confused because there's other businesses in this huge building except for us, and they're not sure what to deliver, and they're very confused. So I'm proposing to put a freestanding directional sign on the side of the Beaupre Road in front of our main entryway, pointing towards the main entry, and with all the logos of the 4 businesses that are actually inside the unit. So nobody gets confused, because in this big building, there's other 3 businesses, 3 big units behind us, and all the deliveries get messed up all the time. So I think that would make it much more clear and visible for everybody that turns into Beaupre Road and they don't know where to go.
Question here. Aaron, because this is covering multiple, the interests of multiple businesses, there's a signage, there's separate signage regulations for multiple occupancies.
Yes, it's a common signage plan.
And I'm wondering if, which one are we dealing with?
So it's 3 or more tenants, which goes under the common signage plan.
3 or more, so is it those rules that apply?
Yeah,
But is this one tenant or is this 3 businesses inside one tenancy, right? This is one lease space, correct?
I lease the space, but I sublease it to other companies.
So I'm
But
just
but it's,
wondering,
like, how does that work? It's one space ideally, right? If you
He's-
had
he's the app-
16 businesses in there, you're still leasing for one person, is that correct?
but he's the applicant and that he's representing the owner.
so which rules apply, multi or single?
Yeah,
It would be multi, because it's 3 tenants, there's more than 3 separate businesses,
Okay,
and he's representing the owner of the building.
okay, so if we're applying the multiple, I'm not sure what the right word is, multiple tenancy? Or
Common signage, yeah.
common signage, then the square footage requirement is different than what's noted on the application. I think the-
Well, you're allowed 1 common signage per lot. And they already have one on the corner of East Main and Beaupre.
they already have a monument sign.
Yes.
Do all the businesses that are in your space have a sign on the monument sign?
No, none of them.
Are they gonna have any on there?
Not necessarily. I would rather have something in the building because
If you get this granted, does it mean you're not gonna put any on the monument sign?
I don't have to, if that's the case. I would rather have this because it's.
Yeah, just, we had a similar petition, but different next door.
Yeah, so if you tell me that if I get this granted, I don't need to have the little sign on the wall. No, I don't.
Can you, so can you specifically state what is allowed for this situation, so we are clear?
What is allowed?
One, like,
Okay.
one wall mount sign, one freestanding sign, and anything else in
So the-
general? Like, what's the basis that we're allowed? He asked about multiple signs. What are we ruling this on?
So this is a common signage plan.
Okay.
In addition to, so they already have a monument sign, a freestanding sign.
No, don't tell us what they have. Just tell us what the requirement is
The requirement is one freestanding sign per lot.
of how many square feet?
It's, sorry. 32 square feet.
Okay, and then what
And-
else do they get?
And then for the common signage, it's a 25% increase in area for the freestanding sign.
Okay, so that means the freestanding sign goes from 32 square feet to something more?
Right.
To what does it go to?
40 square feet,
Okay,
25% more.
okay, so they get a 40-foot freestanding sign and then,
It's 40 square feet.
and then I think they get something for each tenant.
So for, that would be the common signage plan. So
Okay.
it's 3 tenants or more, you get 1 per lot. It's a common signage plan. It can be 40 square feet for a common signage plan. And then for for multiple establishments, you can have one per establishment
Of
for a
what
wall
size?
sign
Okay, of what size?
of 40 square feet.
Each one,
Yes.
each gets 40 square feet?
Yeah.
So we have 3 tenants. Does this apply because there are 3 companies in there? Do they get?
There are multiple on lots having multiple establishments.
So does that apply here?
Yes.
So they're allowed to have 3 40-foot signs.
Yeah, and if you read the staff report that I provided today, they have
Oh, I didn't see your staff report today.
existing signage. I can bring it up if you want. So there's existing signage here. This is all on Beaupre. Existing signage here and existing signage here.
And that's the same space.
That's the same building, yeah.
But if you take it away from that so that's down now?
No, these are all currently there. So each tenant gets 40 square feet.
Okay.
But those signs are on the side road, not on the main road that I'm applying
You're
for.
on Repro.
Yeah,
Beaupre.
But that's one, but essentially, is there one lessee to that space, right? It's one space.
Right,
So
for each tenant, So it's an establishment or a tenant.
So each of the 3 people get a 40-foot sign
Yeah.
and he gets a 40-foot sign for the entire complex.
Well, no,
No, they each get one.
they each get one.
No, you said he gets a freestanding sign of 32 square feet increased to 40 square feet.
That's a common signage plan where there's 3 or more tenants.
Isn't that what we have?
That's in the front, yeah, that's what the monument sign in the front is. It's a common signage plan,
But he's not using the monument sign.
okay, but
It's there.
still there. You could use it if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
So it's got the freestanding one's there if you want it or not, correct?
Yes,
So
so
then,
that's-
so then you get another 120 square feet of signage, however you want divided.
That's that one right there. You look up here, that's the freestanding sign. That's the monument sign. That's the common sign, which is also a freestanding sign.
Okay, so 120 square feet or 40 square feet, right?
Or and?
3. Well, I'm just saying they've got 120 square feet of signage. It's 40 square foot signs. and then one freestanding sign, right?
So put each individual's establishment has 40 feet.
Correct,
That's, yeah.
correct. That's why 40 times 3 is.
Yeah.
20.
And then they're adding another 40 foot, but that's per establishment. That's how it's been interpreted.
Okay, so you're asking for, there's 2 signs on the front, correct? So if the one on the left is how many square feet?
The little one is 20 and the big one is 40, so it gives you 60.
So you got 60 right there.
Yeah,
And then on the other side,
there is a 20 square foot sign
when you get
above, right above the front door.
and there's your 20, so then we're,
Yeah, you can see it on the very top right picture.
okay. So where you're using these, so the multiple businesses we're using for one business, get it?
One bit, so do you want to explain what they're asking for a variance for the wall signs?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so the entity is allowed one wall mounted sign. They're proposing 3 for this one entity.
No, but-
For one occupant tenant.
Yes,
So these aren't signs that say something plaza. This is their business sign, their logo, their identifier.
But didn't we just say that if there's multiple tenants, you're allowed 1 40-foot sign?
He's asking for 3 for his business.
three
So
signs.
is this business all encompassed, though, like,
Under the 1170 East, there is 4 businesses
but.
in the unit.
It's kind of under the umbrella of the interior design company. It's like, I sell these products type of deal, and you list it all.
The umbrella company will be 1170 East.
Correct.
And
So-
other than that, you have concept cabinets, first class marble and granite. You have 2 hand studio, and you have setting the space.
So that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4, 5, yeah.
Right, so wherever we got 3 different businesses, we somehow got to 3 businesses, so you get, there's actually 5, right, businesses, but. But he's not using them for those businesses. You're taking the square footage, you're using it for the umbrella, right? It's like going to Stop and Shop and you're getting all the other brands in there. They don't list every brand on the outside of their building, I don't think, right?
So I don't want to
So,
put,
so it's more like it's a design shop, you know what I mean? Like it's not a vendor, I'm at a loss of words, but we're actually using the rule for multiple businesses to establish gain for larger signs for one encompassing, like designed house. Right?
Well, I
I
know how
don't-
we've struggled with signs and we've met all the standards, so it can be done, and we've got 4 different businesses there. And the signs are just, they know symbols and no like decorative, it's just the name of the company. It can be done.
Yeah.
We've got, and it-
I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time. Somebody's obviously stayed to hear this one out, so we just gotta be consistent in how we follow through. And I just wanna understand, I'm just trying to understand how, whether we're voting on this as multiple tenant signs, if we vote on or decide it's a multiple tenancy sign, then it should be different signs, like 5 different signs, right? You know, if you make it one sign, but if you use the 5 tenancy reasoning to get more square feet, but you put one name on it, does that classify for the square footage? Would that be a question for you, Gio? Is that too?
Don't know the answer to the question if it is for me, but I.
You know what I'm asking?
No, I do. It's an interesting question. So it's. I mean, I think typically, Aaron, you'd look to see that there's a lease, there's, that's how you determine who's a tenant, right? That's.
Right.
So there's 4 additional tenants in addition to the umbrella organization.
So would be a loophole.
So each
in
of
their
them
zoning.
could apply for their own sign. I don't think that would be problematic. I think the question is, can you make that leap to say, well, between them, there's 200 square feet, they can put a billboard up, right? Like that's the decision you have to make if you cross that Rubicon.
So in actuality, the signage right now is not really that. It's 80 square feet, right?
no,
Between the 2.
Between all the wall mount signs,
Well, the 2.
not including the freestanding.
it's 80, then I would love to have, yes. Between all four companies, yes. And I figured that having one big logo will be much better than four different small ones. I will look much better on the building. Plus, I don't want to have that background behind the name. I just want to have letters.
I find the sign really hard to read because of the font, you know, so I'm.
It's so small, that's why we need it bigger.
Well, I mean, that's the risk you take when you know, it's just I get it, it's just tough to read because I get the branding of it, you know, to be honest,
So when you say there's no background, you're just gonna have the letters?
Yes, I think that will look much better than having that big.
So much smaller.
It is. If you look at the square footage, it is.
The outline of lettering, which is what you're saying with no background, then the whole square footage goes much lower.
Yeah.
well, you could, but you,
Right.
that's it. So so then she could submit hers in just the letters, excuse me, I mean, Citizens Bank. And I'm not trying to, you know, but how,
Well, no, but I think that's a great question. I don't know the answer to that either, Aaron. So if somebody has a carved curved sign, there's no back to it. Is it just somehow you have to calculate the actual physical, or is it there a box you draw?
Box to draw.
Yeah.
It's the box you draw around the side.
I find
But
out
that
the big
box is
loophole.
so much.
Yeah, that's,
Box is so much bigger. To me, that box was.
Is there in the
was the
ordinance
whole
really?
sign.
But it must be.
It's interpretation. There's-
Well.
There's nothing
I
specific.
agree with that would be a really, I mean. In discussion, I think it would be. People would just have a massive sign then, right?
Little
If you said, hey, I'm gonna do that.
But that's why you have to draw a box around.
That's what I'm saying, but you just said interpretation, so I think I interpret it as not, where a sign in ordinance. Ready for discussion, but. You'd see more of that around town. Right? Cause your sign would be. I'm sure Citizens would be 50 feet long and they would have just the letters.
Yeah.
And you included the gray, which wasn't even really part of the sign. So I just want clarity to make the right decision. Again, I agree with what, you know, starting a business is not easy. You want to get the visibility. You know, the best visibility you can. We already got in trouble tonight, so I'm just trying to rule.
Did we-
If Bureau doesn't come after us again. So with the 80, I guess if we go on to continue on, the one other freestanding sign, the square footage on that would be
4 by 6, which is what, 32?
4.6 square feet.
No, 4 feet by 6. Directional sign pointing our main door.
So another 32.
Oh, freestanding, yes. Yeah, that will be by the side road.
So 100, so we're looking for 112 square feet.
I'm looking for 40, additional 40 of the sign on the building and 32 for freestanding. Above 40 that I'm allowed for one.
To the existing monument. So
It's gotta stay there, but
So the.
it's to stop you putting signage there as well.
because there is only little squares that I can only use like foot by 2 feet, which is nothing, you know? No one is gonna see it driving by, which is not gonna help the business. It's pretty much useless.
But they would only see the directional sign. They'll only see that when they turn on to Beaupre.
Correct, because,
Already in front of your building.
yes, that's the different story, because once they turn into the side road, everybody is confused. They don't know which door to go to.
Right.
That's why I would love to.
You could put a conforming sign on each door.
Correct, but
Like a shared space,
yes, one door for 4 businesses.
business with multiple vendors inside of it. It's like a grocery store and they sell all different kinds of
Or
products.
it's like a doctor's office that says Dr. Joe, Dr.
Yes,
Bill.
yeah.
And you walk up and,
Whoever.
and so that doesn't strike me as being too hard for Amazon to find.
I just really struggle with the. I mean, is it allowed by right at 32 and a freestanding sign, or is it 3 vendors, 120 square feet and a freestanding sign? What are, like, or is it 5 vendors times? We never really ironed that out, did we?
How many vendors are here or how many?
It's a so the way I understand it now, it's a subsidiary. So all these subsidiaries are on that sign.
And how
They-
many?
No, I understand that, but how many are allowed there? Like, is it the lessee? Is it like, we're asking for how? What is by right are they allowed? Is this a multiple tenancy or is this like, because in this case, couldn't anybody else put somebody else on the list and get another 40 square feet of sign? Just, what's it take?
I think that's a great example. So not to pick on Citizens, but they're here, right? So if Citizens Financial Services, which is a separate company, has a financial rep in the bank, that doesn't allow Citizens to put up another sign on their building that says Citizens Financial Services.
That's all, yeah, that, exactly.
Right.
So, you know, if you could just put somebody else's name on it, just because you want to get another 32 square feet or 40 square feet, you know, I just. And this is stuff we work through, it's not directed at you, it's just, it creates, people say no, precedent for the future, and. You know, you're just trying to understand what.
Yeah.
What it
I'm
is.
unclear on what we're voting on. What is allowed by regulation?
So
mean,
what's allowed, so what's allowed by regulation is one freestanding sign.
Okay, just stop. So does that, in this case, does that have to be the monument?
Yes, because it's there. It's already there.
Okay, but he doesn't own it.
He's representing the building.
Well, you signed a lease with knowing that the monument sign was there, right? It's the same thing as looking up.
Okay.
And he's here on behalf of the building owner, who is really the one that had the right to ask for this relief.
Okay.
All right, so.
So he has to use that, or he has to demolish it and build another one.
Correct.
But that thing's been there forever. It's part of.
Yeah.
It's one freestanding sign per lot.
Okay, so he gets one freestanding sign, and then what else does he get?
One wall sign
Of 40 square feet?
of 40 square feet per establishment.
And how?
I wouldn't consider, so if he has this company and he has subsidiaries under that, I wouldn't consider those subsidiaries to be having that, it's a subsidiary in the tenant. So the tenant is 1170 East Custom Living, correct? And he has subsidiaries in there. The one who holds the tenancy is 1170 East. So he would have the right to have one wall mounted sign on the building,
Okay, so
40 square feet.
So we've moved away from the idea that this is a common signage plan.
Right, it's a freestanding sign. I was under the impression that it was a freestanding sign with other tenants in the building.
Okay. So he gets the monument sign and 140-foot square.
On the building, yes.
But I think he's asking for two separate types of relief here. One is for the second monument, which will be a directional sign on Beaupre. Secondly, he's asking for additional exterior signage on the front of the building, which would be in addition to the 40 square feet that he already has.
Correct.
Two requests.
Yeah, and
Which is asking for 74 square feet in addition to 40 square.
Well, I think it's 60 plus 20 plus the monument, so
Which was.
I think it's 80 on-
Which was 30.
and he already has the 40 that he's using, so I think he's asking for an additional 80 square feet of exterior signage on the building in the front.
Oh,
60 plus 20, was that right?
Additional 40 for signage on the building and 32 for freestanding.
so 112 minus 40. Right, because you're allowed 40.
Correct.
So I added up, it's one, including the additional freestanding sign and all the signs on the building. Adds up to 112, subtract 40 allowed by right. Right.
The freestanding sign and the building signs are separate. They're separate. So you don't add those, you don't add the freestanding sign and the wall signs.
Well, you talking about the monument sign?
Yes.
The monument sign and the freestanding sign are together. The wall signs are separate
the
from
monument,
that
the
calculation.
monument is the freestanding sign.
Yeah, but I'm saying he gets the monument sign, so I didn't even add that. I added the total for the proposed signage and I subtracted the 40 square feet, right, which is allowed by right. And
I guess maybe I don't understand the facts. Is there do you have 40 square feet of signage on the building right now for your,
Not right now, but I want to put it on.
and he could have that with no,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
deducted that off the total signage package is hundred and 12 square feet. So subtract 40.
No, don't.
Don't mix it.
Two separate things.
So he's look,
I'm not combining mine. He's asking for a second freestanding sign.
yeah, so he's looking for 60, if I'm correct, I'm sorry. If I'm correct, he's looking for an additional 60 square feet of building mounted sign
Okay.
and an additional 32 square feet of freestanding. sign.
Okay, divide up that. Okay.
Separate.
Yes.
All right, my apologies.
No, I'm sorry. Additional 40 for a building sign and 32 for freestanding.
so Mr. Chiller.
That big sign was 60, I'm sorry.
In that picture right there, that's a 20-foot sign and a 60-foot sign.
No, 20 and 40.
20 and 40, 60
Gotcha.
total. Okay, I misunderstood that.
I misunderstood.
2040, yeah, so it's 60 plus.
So only the 41 is what I'm asking for extra permission for.
Well, yeah, but
You're gonna get rid of the smaller one?
no,
It's not up there.
he's gonna have two.
So he's looking for 20 extra.
I see
on
two
the building.
signs. Is that-
Two smaller ones are allowed. They don't excess 40 square feet that I'm allowed to have.
No,
There's,
there's,
the
you get
Walmart
one,
signs
you
total
get one sign per
80
establishment.
square feet.
Per building.
And it's gotta be no more than 40, right?
40, correct. So if you were to do, say, if you were to do the one on Eastman Road, 40 square feet, that's allowed. If you add a second sign or a third sign, that's additional variances.
So I cannot split 40 square feet into two and put one on Eastman Side Road and one on the other road?
It's one per establishment.
All right, so I guess I'm asking, for you guys to allow me to do that, split that in half and have 20-foot sign on East Main Road and 20-foot square foot sign right above my main entry on Dupree Road. Just divide it in half, which is gonna be way less signage on the East Main Sign Road.
So does that mean the bottom picture, the bottom photograph is from East Main Road?
Correct.
Right.
And I see two signs.
Yes.
Is the proposal that to have both of those signs?
Are you,
Yes.
are you,
Yes, that's what he'd like,
Okay.
but we're gonna decide if he can have both.
I think
He can by right have one of them,
Right, the bigger one, for example.
yes, but not the second.
Yeah, yeah. And then on top of that, he's allowed a freestanding sign.
Yes.
Which by definition is the monument.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
so if he says he's not using the monument, what's to stop him from using it
Correct,
once?
correct.
in
It's there.
6 months'
Would
time,
this
it's
be-
there.
cleaner if it was packaged to us, or can you just make notes and amendments to it during the course of
you could,
debate?
if he wants to amend the application, he can amend the application.
Okay.
Here, tonight.
I guess. What would you prefer? Knowing the ordinance, do you want to leave it as is, or what should we note as the petition?
What's my options?
Well, he's saying we were allowed by right 40 square feet
On the front of the building.
and you get one sign on the building. And then you get one freestanding sign,
Mhm.
right? That's the base.
Right.
Then because it's 110, it's 40. So if you wanted to, sometimes you can divide it up, and you said you want 20 and 20, you can ask for a second sign, which I think is a reasonable request. You could also say, I want to amend it to just put one sign on, then you could come back possibly, and at least you get one sign going, and then you can think about coming back for additional signage if it's a problem. I mean, there's a bunch of ways to do it. I don't know if it's my interest to advise, but
No, I think it's helpful, and so, I mean, you can leave tonight with no vote and still put up the 40-foot sign on the right that we're showing there. I think, I don't want to speak for Aaron.
Yeah, yeah.
But, But then the question becomes, okay, was that the right call? Because you might prefer the two smaller signs. I think it's just a question of if you can't get everything, what would you want? And I think I'm not getting a sense necessarily of the board's sense on a second monument sign on Beaupre, but I'm not seeing a lot of excitement about that either. So I think that's helpful to let
We
the
had a-
applicant know.
Yeah, we had a very similar one next door and, you know, I think that's a little different because they're the entrance and the access to that property is like a loop, right? It's a one-way street on their side. So I think that's the only reason they might have got a directional signage over there. I don't necessarily, at the end of the day, agree with, you know, the monument sign and where they place their signage. I don't 100%, right? When you see it, you know, when you see the visuals, it's like you can see both of them right there, and they were trying to say that you couldn't, you know, visibly see them from the street. I mean, I think if anything, if in relating to their concern, they had two on the building, two large ones like that, and they actually brought theirs off the building and they put it on the road. They used their square footage and they put a larger sign closer to the road for better visibility. So I think, you know, that was in two sessions. I get the point. You probably want to get this over with, but you know, they came back and said, hey, this, I actually, you know, driving by, you know, I drive by all the time, you know, just, I see theirs, you know, I get the point that's on the building. It's just where you're looking, you know, when you're driving by, you can, where's the better vantage point?
Yeah, plus keep in mind that building is set back 125 feet, like any other building.
Sign in the front. They didn't put it on the building. They put it on a,
Yeah, but
no freestanding.
it's like, not like you can see it from every angle. It's like, you can, that freestanding that's existing, it's been there forever. You can only see it once you make a turn into that side road.
No, I mean, you could probably can say, I don't want to put anything on the building. They had two big signs in the building. They came back and said, we don't want it in the building. We're going to take that square footage. Would you be okay with us? Because it's so far set back. If we put a 40 square foot sign in the front or.
Is that possible? I would prefer that.
I mean, they did it, you know, I want to say, yeah, I can't say yes, but I think you got a good chance. If you look at the neighbor and said, I'd like better visibility, I think this monument sign is no good. I think with, you know, using our judgment, I'd say that makes a lot of sense, you know, because now you're going to get it from both sides, right?
Exactly.
So I don't, you know, I think if you're in compliance we use our judgment and say, yeah, we understand that building's so big, instead of you putting a 400 square foot sign on there, it makes more sense to, you know, to abide by the, you know.
And I would ask Aaron, can they modify the monument sign by right?
Well, if you leave, so, and not to cut you off, next door, they left the monument sign. It's almost the exact petition. They had the monument sign because it was facing one direction, just like that one is. It's a mirror image of.
It's different because the monument sign is a common signage plan. There's more than one tenant. So he's a tenant. There's Quantum Sales.
There's like
there's,
6 of them.
There's,
Right.
well, there's a few under you. There's subsidiaries, but
How
there's,
big is the monument sign there now? Like, how big is the plaque sign? 2 by,
No, it's like, looks like more like 4 by 10 altogether.
40 square feet.
all right, so if you say, okay, I mean, things already there, right? If you're like, hey, does it look better with a blank on it or with their name on it? To me, you know, look at the Collins sign. If your sign was like that, I don't even know how big that is. What's a temporary sign?
That's 4 by 8.
That's
No,
4 by 8?
that's-
That's bigger than that, isn't it? The one behind it. So if you had something nice,
4 by 8.
like, you know, kind of like, I don't know if you can see the one next door. I think tastefully done. I think that would probably do you a better service, you know, than the building mounted signs for visibility.
If I can have a sign like Collins, I would prefer that than having big sign on the building.
Yeah,
Because
I don't like those colors.
that would look much better. But there'll be more visibility than having big sign on the building.
Yeah, I mean, I just, they did the exact same thing. I think, you know, I'm not saying don't do that and it's gonna be approved, but I think that's a reasonable alternative that's probably better visibility. I don't know if does anybody else want to add anything to that?
So you're suggesting a second freestanding sign? This monument sign being the first one, but
Well, we had, yeah, because we had the same petition for that.
Yeah.
I would suggest that because they didn't really have any control of that. It's there, right? But if you said, I'm not gonna have it on the building, I think this is better visibility and I think as long as it doesn't keep blocking everybody else's sign, it would look well done, sometimes it stinks when there's a sign that blocks everybody out as you go. You want
Well, you know that the Collins sign is temporarily.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not gonna slow
get
down.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't remember where looking upward sign is, so.
Right, but that monument sign is, there's something wrong with it?
Well, it's facing one direction, so the same, when we're
useless.
looking upwards next door, theirs face north, this one faces south, right? So they said, well, you can only see, you can only see that from one direction, and they kind of use it as a way of like directional signage, which at the end of the day, we got snowed for, it's just another sign, and that's why you learn, you get asked a lot of questions in these meetings, but I think that's another option for it. Whether or not you want I think it's up to you. What do you think is best,
I would prefer to have a freestanding sign by the road. It's way more visible.
So very big. I mean,
The freestanding one
yeah.
on the side road?
Looking at the one on your drawing, I mean, typically, the whole look in Portsmouth was meant to be, these small wood signs. I mean, I know we can't insist on them, but the wood signs and just the name of the company, no
Graphics.
graphics on it. That's what typically is, and that's how you get it, all the names fitted in.
For the directional sign, right?
Yeah, I mean, so, the curved top, I mean, all those could just be lines and it would then be much smaller and it may fit into.
I'm fine with that. I'll be okay with, even if it's this tall.
I mean,
And only the name of the business pointing the right direction, that's fine. So everybody knows where to go. It doesn't have to be 6 feet tall like I proposed.
I think, you can't approve a sign that we don't see, right? So I think if you like the idea, I think you say, well, I'd rather have, look at the property and say, I think it would fit here as long as there's not, it doesn't block each other out and you can put it in behind the monument sign. I don't, like next door, I don't see why that wouldn't fit well there, right? But if you want it on the building, you could say, all right, I just want to have one, like you said.
if you go and look at 1048 East Main Road, which is close to there,
Okay.
it's a wooden sign. I'm not saying it has to be a wooden sign, but you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 companies all displayed on one sign.
What business is that? So maybe I can recall.
It's Design House,
Oh,
there's a
okay.
dog daycare, there's a spa. there's
Yes,
a car-
yes, we can definitely do something small like that, simple.
We never got a variance for that. I mean, it must have been within the square footage. And then each building has their own sign, just one sign on each building.
Right. That was a common signage plan. But
So
that
you-
also conflicts with the monument sign that's already there.
But those are individual leases, right?
Well, we had
There's
no
4
monuments.
buildings
There
there.
was
This
no
is one
monument sign.
unit in multiple building, right? So your tenant is one tenant.
No,
If they, no,
different
yours,
tenants.
yours,
Oh,
your
ours is
situation
different
is,
tenant.
there's 4 buildings there. So you
Yes.
have a common sign for multiple tenants. Here,
Yeah.
there's one tenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a directional sign would be for multiple.
Why wouldn't it just be for the name of the company?
For the 1170 East?
Yeah, I
See,
mean,
once
if
the
they're,
I-
sign comes to their name.
Exactly, like mailmen and, all the delivery people, they don't know that, let's say, first-class marble and granite is under 1170 East, because 1170 East is just the name of the building. It's not even the name of the business. It reflects the address that we are at 1170 East Main Road. But my business name is Global Vision Group. It's just, we named the building like that. We're kind of trying to, it's like I don't know, if you think about it like a mini mall, that you have a name of the place and then you have different businesses inside.
like Garden City.
Could I,
Yeah, on the small scale, yeah.
Can I just ask Aaron, so would he have the right to take his 40 square feet, make a directional sign on the building, on the Blueberry Road side that had his company name and all his subtenants on that 40 square foot sign?
On the building?
On the building.
Condition that he not use the monument sign.
I mean, we don't regulate the content of the sign, right?
Right, it's a wall mounted sign.
It's a wall mounted sign, so he could put a directional sign, just like the Quantum Sales one above, you know, that indicates all his tenants, I think by right. And then the question becomes, can you just improve the monument sign in front to point in two directions, or be double-sided or shifted, or there may be something that doesn't even require a variance or special use.
I don't need anything big for the directional sign. Just like,
You want to come and look here, so this is the one at 1048. This was taken a while ago. Oh, shoot, sorry, I'll call you back. I lost it. Went away.
It's
not an appropriate website to be on.
Eric, it sounds to me like, the best bet here would be for him to kind of work either, with Aaron and come back with the modification, that I seem to be more or less in favor of overall. Or at least you see what it was once it. The monument.
So I
sign allows
kind of
you
don't
to-
understand, like, is we just naming the building and then there's tenants in there, like, is the owner of the building naming the building? Just to create like an ambiance and then there's tenants in there, or is this mixed together with a select tenants and then the rest of the guys are out on fending off themselves? You know what I mean? So if it was, that was the name of the building and it's for those 5 tenants, how come the other tenants aren't involved in it too?
Well, that really just becomes a landlord issue. So somebody mentioned Garden City, and that's a great example. Garden City has giant, freestanding signs, but they don't have every tenant in Garden City listed. They have the anchors, the big ones.
Yeah.
And that's really a negotiation between the landlord and his tenants, and really not for your purview. It's as much as they can negotiate their spot on the sign and how big and
Yeah.
who pays for it and all that.
I I think the sign ordinance is not easy, but not, so I don't know if the best way would be to kind of have a sit down with Aaron and go over what, and take another look at it and see what you think would be the best location for you for visibility and signage, does anybody else want to comment on that, or what the best course of action is here, like Mr. Donovan brought up, or do you have any opinion on that, or are you allowed to, or?
Yeah, no, I'm meeting you all for the first time, but my sense of these types of discussions is that it's very helpful for the board members to give their opinions. You're not voting, you're not telling, saying what the rules are, but I think otherwise you can come back and forth 5 times and that's of no help to the applicant,
Yeah.
right? So I think giving him as much of a sense as to where the ZBR, feels they stand on this is great. I think much like with citizens, I think the idea that this gets pushed off for a month and maybe let the applicant and Aaron see if tonight gave them any better ideas, is probably not a bad way to go. But that's up to the applicant.
well, we have a grand opening scheduled in 3 weeks, so I would love to have some kind of signage in the building so people know where to go.
Do you want to, can we grant them a temporary like banner sign and you can put it up there that looks like something like that, or is that not allowed?
I don't think I'd feel comfortable with that, just because of,
I mean, you could do it and by the time he gets in trouble for it, well, it'll be next month.
I'm not sure, we won't, go down that path necessarily, but, I think he has the right to put up 40 square feet of sign, and if it's vinyl, I don't think the town has any say in that, so I
I've
don't
seen-
think he's prevented from having a grand opening sign just by right. I think this is a bigger ask.
It's an expensive, I think, investment in signage, and I don't want to deprive you, we're not trying to make it difficult, it's very unique, and we just wanted you to succeed and have a nice sign that works for you, and if you don't have to spend the money on two, and you say, hey, this works better for me, directional, you put all their names in the monument with the arrow, or, I don't know, I think it's a good conversation that probably would be beneficial to revisit and use put a nice, however you want to do it. We put a 40 square foot sign up there and leave it. Oh, if
Yeah,
you
but
like
can
it.
I put a sign by the road now or not?
But
And we need to s-
just on the existing monument sign, so there's a lot of blanks we saw on that. I mean, that, you could obviously put something over those blank spots,
Yeah,
that's
but
permitted.
they're useless anyway,
But
but
you
yeah.
got a 40 foot sign on the building, it's not a 40 square foot sign on the building, a banner.
But I don't think that solves this directional problem. I think what.
Well, no, temporarily, I'm
A
sorry.
banner signs are not permitted.
Well, it's a temporary.
Or a temporary sign, yeah.
No, I was saying for his grand opening, if you could get a nice temporary sign on the building, some fashion that knowing. Right, you said 40 square feet, a sign's a sign. Let's define a banner, frame it out, it's not a banner anymore.
Can I at least do my 40 square feet that I'm allowed, but split it in half, do 20 square feet on the East Main Road side and 20 square feet above the main entrance? Like you see on those renderings,
We talking permanent or temporary?
permanent.
Well, I think that's.
That will
Yeah,
be
we could,
40 square feet. I'm just only asking to split it in half. So 20 square feet is on East Main Road side and 20.
so the only ask is you're gonna have two wall mount signs versus one, and they're gonna fit into the
With the square footage.
footage.
Yeah.
Like,
That will help me for now. And then
then you wanna come, you're saying you wanna.
I would,
My point to you is that you're gonna spend the money to do those two signs. If you said, well, I want the bigger one now in the front, or I wanna put one in the front, you're coming back and you already bought two, I would say fairly pricey signs, What if we said you can have that sign, you gotta take that one down? You don't wanna take that one down.
no, I'm hoping I can have another one. Looking at the size of the building and how far back it is from the road.
We've tossed on a lot of ideas, and I think.
How do you want to modify this? How do you want to modify it?
What's that?
Do you want to modify your application to eliminate the 40-foot sign on the right-hand side and have a 20-foot sign facing East Main Road and a 20-foot sign facing Beaupre?
I would love that for now, but then can I come back and we can talk about additional signage?
Yeah, you can. You can come back. There's nothing precluding you if you get approved.
You don't sound promising. But
I think the risk is that if he doesn't get approved, then he's barred from coming back. So that's.
For a year,
that's-
yeah.
For a year?
Yeah.
So that's the risk you run. So the chair can certainly poll the committee before we make you answer that question if we're trying to be accommodating here.
I think if it was me, I would probably, even if actually. I would make a temporary sign and and see if you like the scale of it and just get the idea before. I don't know who's making your signs. I don't, they weren't cheap, like maybe you might not like. The size or scale location, because the scale of the building's not the easiest, but I don't want to tell you what to do. I mean, you're welcome to modify it. I think you've gotten a lot of good feedback and I'm just,
Well,
I mull things over and ask around and
I think what he's asking is, what he's considering is to ask for a modification of the application for your vote tonight that would reduce the request to simply splitting his 40-foot by right sign on the building into two 20-square-foot signs, which is a variance.
correct.
And I just don't, what I don't want to do is put him in a position to ask for that vote, have it fail, and then he's barred to come back for a year.
I think, if it was denied, there would probably be substantial change to the petition where you could come back, but I, right or no? I mean, I guess, what is the minimum requirement for a sufficient change in a signed petition, right?
And a denial doesn't bar him from putting up his 40-square-foot
Correct.
sign that he still has the right to.
Yeah, so I think basically if you want to vote and you say, the question is how hard it's gonna be to come back without and ask for additional things when you've already got that made, right? So your bargaining chip is you've already made those two signs. If you said, I want a now sign in the front, you just ate up 20 square feet there of a sign that cost you $1,000 or $500, maybe you make it whatever, but then you say, I take it down, it's kind of gonna be a little sour to take
Because
something down.
What we were saying is, if we consider the second monument sign, we would, then maybe we wouldn't approve both the full 40 square feet on the building. If we're giving you in one area, we have to take away in another. So I think that's really what you're saying, right?
I think you're correct. And I think we've said it a few times tonight. I don't, I don't think it's pretty clear, right? The options and, I'm up for whatever. You tell me how you want to proceed.
All right, can we do this? I'm not gonna exceed the 40 square feet that I'm allowed. I'm just gonna split this sign in half, which is actually better because you only see 20 square feet from each direction. Yes, and
So we'll amend the petition to have two.
I don't see why would you guys vote against this? I mean, it's still 40 square feet, it's just split in half.
Yeah, so we just want to amend the petition to basically eliminate everything but, I mean, how would you word this? To 40-foot square, two 20-foot wall mount signs. That's what we're gonna do.
On different walls, yes.
Wherever you want to put them, you want for two. So one on each face, one on the south side and one on the east side of the building, one
With
50-foot sign on each face of the building, wherever you want to put it, right? Doesn't matter to us.
It's still 40 square feet
40
altogether,
square feet, yeah,
right?
totally understand. So the only thing is you're allowed one, we're gonna vote on two at 20 square feet, so we're compromised on the size and quantities.
But to just make sure I have this modification of petition and Dominic listen, because I want you to agree or disagree with me.
Okay.
You're going to modify your petition to reflect 20 square foot wall mounted signs on your building, regardless of where they are on your building. Only 20 square foot, correct?
Correct.
Thank you very much.
Not on the same side.
I said anywhere on the building, I do not care where it's 20 square feet.
Well, I think the board cares to have one on the front and one on the Dupree side, right?
Yeah,
Side and one on the other side.
correct.
Okay, then don't.
It's all
say
about the
you
specifics here.
put it.
It's about the details.
So, one each side. with
Correct,
that.
yes.
There you go.
And if it comes to freestanding sign, if I do something like they did next door,
You're gonna have to come back, because then you've got two monuments, and now we approve, this is what I was saying, we're approving this.
How many square feet on a monument sign
We're not giving,
allowed?
you're not kind of compromising at all, except we've gone smaller. I was saying, if you want the two monuments, maybe you forego the one on the building, but if you need to do that now, that makes it harder for me to approve a future monument.
Why don't we keep it separate and then you can, about the freestanding sign, would it be best to talk to Aaron to see what you could get for the size on the monument sign?
Can you use a portion of that sign as it is now?
Of the monument sign.
Yes,
Yeah,
right?
that's the problem.
You
I'm
can
having.
use whatever portion that it's based on the landlord. So the
yeah,
landlord-
it's basically 2 square feet.
Well, if you,
Yes, there's some are taken, so you can't.
Yeah, it's maybe 3 square feet. I can only have one of those rectangular spaces. So, and it's pointing the wrong way. If you come to Newport, you don't see it at all. So it doesn't do any purpose, doesn't serve anything. It's not helpful at all for my small business to grow, you know?
Separate out the monuments, and we deal with that separately. And you come back with a design and you show us what the monument sign's gonna look like. And what are we gonna do with this other monument sign, and how are we gonna stop you or another tenant in 6 months' time using that sign, and then we've got even more signage. That's the problem.
Well, they cannot add another sign, right?
The monument sign is still there, so we really will want that, and it will help the way it looks if it was finished. I mean, would also help us if that was improved somehow. Now, I'm not saying it's your responsibility, but, you know, these are the things we will consider when you come back
Because
with
some
the
business,
second monument sign.
because some businesses are using the monument, the
Yeah.
existing monument.
I don't know if that makes sense, but that's my thought.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we do a thing for the two sides? The wall mounted sign?
You can make a,
I'll let our efficient lawyers do it.
So I think the appropriate motion would be to accept the modification of the application as discussed and as described to limit the approval, the request and approval to dividing the 40 square feet of signage by right on the building into two separate 20 square foot signs. One on the Dupree side and one on the East Main Road side. And all without prejudice to the applicant's future requests for further relief as to monument signs or whatever else they may consider in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you. I've said it better myself.
Do we need a second?
We need a, that's.
Well, do we have to, you have to
Or
accept that?
motion.
He might not want that.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you have to come back and apply for the same thing in a couple months? I mean,
If you want to change the monument signs or other external standalone signage, yes.
I don't think I have enough information to vote on the approving or disproving a monument, another, like a monument sign without understanding how many square footage you're allowed. I
So we
really, I really
just
don't think
approving the building signs on the building, that's all.
my 40 square feet that I can have. Oh, okay.
I just don't know, I personally don't know the answers to what you can have, what you can't have on the monument sign. And I'm not trying to make, if you wanted a separate monument sign, I don't know what, if you, like next door, they said we want to use the monument sign. If you came back and you said, I'm not using that monument sign, I'll have my own monument sign. And we say, okay, we're gonna put a condition, you're not gonna use that, we're gonna approve this contingent on no sign over there, right?
Whatever, yeah.
Then it's a matter of how many square feet you can have for a monument sign. Is that with it? I mean,
Yes.
I just think we might be better off just waiting another 30 days. I don't have that answer. I don't think you have that answer.
It's 32 square feet for a separate sign. It's 40 square feet for a common sign plan. That monument sign that's there is 40 square feet because it's a common sign plan, because it's 25% above the 32 square feet, which is allowed for a freestanding sign.
But the individual signs are then that much smaller.
Right.
Like he's saying they're small.
That's why it's 25% bigger than a freestanding sign. But now that I know that this,
I mean, if you use that, if you use the monument sign, and you listed your name on that sign or the three businesses, because there's 3 spots open. I mean, I don't know. And then you can have another, we're gonna go hash this out all night.
No, I can only use one of those squares.
What?
I can only use one of those squares on one, yeah. Plus, it's useless anyway, so I would rather not touch it and have
Yeah.
something that makes more sense.
I think, you have another design and you look for a location, I think it'd be more beneficial for you.
It could be smaller than I proposed, obviously. It could be way smaller, it could be half the size, just so. Okay, I can come back with the rendering.
It's better getting something for you based on what we can see, rather than can't modify something that I can't see. So I think, even though it's not ideal by any stretch, I think it's better to come back for that. I think it'd be much easier, and just run it by Aaron. I think that.
Can I speak for a second? I think we need to know what happens to the original monument sign as well.
No, I think it's a matter of just saying, if our concern is you're gonna have to put another sign there, it's too small for him anyway. If he's gonna put a sign up, it kind of look funny. I think it looks funny. Next door has 2 right pretty much side by side, It doesn't sound like he's got a problem to say, I'm not gonna use that, and we're gonna.
Mine would be like 150 feet away from existing one. Towards, back of
I think
the,
it's, well, I think you get great visibility closer, so
yeah.
putting up another one like you have it.
Well, the point I was trying to make was, we have this mutual monument sign for all the tenants. So is he gonna have a two square foot
No,
monument
we would
sign?
put a condition to say you're not gonna use that. Right?
Yeah, but we're wasting time now because we're not voting on that. So I think we wait till next.
That's what,
the
that's what I'm
next
saying.
meeting, And then we just deal with the monument sign separately.
Yeah.
We just deal with the wall signs.
So I
It's my
second
fault.
the, or I make the motion that has been, I'm sorry. I propose the motion, articulated by Attorney Gio.
I second.
Ask for discussion. I don't think we
Any
have any
discussion in the
on that
butters,
line.
interested parties? I mean, is that? Is that's where we're going? We want to come back on for the monument?
I guess, yeah.
I think that, we went round and round, probably the best, so.
It was second, though. We have to have a vote on
So
it.
second, so then, is there any other discussion? Any
Yeah.
discussion about it? Any other additional discussion?
No abutters,
No,
interested parties.
so
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay. I move that,
So we,
the zoning board be adjourned.
wait, so you're approved for the two signs, and then I think, just double,
Who seconded that?
Sue,
Thank you.
we just, come back next month with just the drawing and placement of what you want, and I think, should be about all I can say. But at least, it kind of not, she stayed. That didn't help you.
No.
I move to adjourn. Did that help?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.